What's happening? It's your host, actually, Schumaker, and today I'm being joined by the newest member of Michigan's 2022 top 10 recruiting class. He's Juwan Howard's newest man down low. He just was one of the biggest stars from Peach Jam while around Mokan Elite. He also just won All Metro Player of the Year in his junior season and is now transferring out to Link Year Prep for where he will finish out his high school career. He's a top 20 all-time Michigan ranked recruit, and he's going to be one of the biggest stars of the Big Ten in the near future. And that's Tarris Reed Jr. But take us through how you're feeling because this is your birthday now. You're committed. Just walk us through how you're feeling right now.
Man, honestly, it feels great to be officially committed. Can't wait to go back to campus and really experience the full Michigan life.
Mm-hmm. Well, for starters, obviously, happy birthday too, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, take us through how you came to this decision because I know you went on quite a few visits the past couple of months. You went to Michigan State, Ohio State, Purdue. Walk us through the visits. So, ultimately, what stood about Michigan? Why did they win you over as opposed to other schools?
Yeah. So, at first, I think the week before I went to Ohio State, and initially I was sold. That's where I wanted to go. That's where I wanted to be was Ohio State. But my family and other people talked me into taking a visit to Michigan. And so that's what I did. Went up to Michigan and fell in love. Player development, which was big for me. So development under Coach Howard, I think that would be a plus and really help me get to that next level.
That's interesting. So you just said obviously Ohio State really stood out to you. So how close were you committing that? Were you talking to the staff? Did you really like them in that way? What led you to Ohio State originally?
It was really just the campus life, the staff, player development, and just playing style under Coach Holtman. That's what really got me. So as soon as I left, I wanted to go to Ohio State. That's where I saw myself. But after going to Michigan, I felt like that was the best decision for myself.
So Juwan Howard obviously had to make a huge push to you because for you to almost already want to commit to one school and switch over to Michigan then, just what was going through your mind? How appealing was Coach Juwan Howard and that staff to you?
They treated me like family. I felt like home when I went there. But under Coach Howard, he played in the NBA. He's also a big man, plays my position. So that's a plus for me, having a head coach that played my position and been to where I want to go to. That will really help me.
And that is a huge thing. I think a lot of guys have already talked about that. You get to learn from a guy that's both played, also been on a staff of NBA teams.
Yeah.
So how big would that be for you? Because your ultimate goal is the NBA at some point in time. So how big is that just to be able to be in a locker room where you get to learn from a guy that's done on pretty much everything you want to do?
That's huge for me. Learning from him. I'm going to pick his brain, of course, throughout the season, asking him questions about that next level. And really, like I said, picking his brain, trying to get as much information as I can.
From what you've experienced so far, just how close was Coach Juwan Howard and why is he able to win over so many top recruits, both transfer portal wise and also the recruiting classes?
I just like him overall as a coach. One word to describe him would be ambitious. He wants to win. He has that drive. So that's what I really like about him.
Obviously, time will tell in terms of what the center spot's going to look like by the time you get out there. But we know Hunter Dickinson should be potentially player of the year in the Big Ten next year, and he could be going to the NBA. So how do you look at that? You've seen the way he's developed Hunter, though, so far.
Yeah.
How appealing was that for you?
It was pretty big for me, but Coach Howard said he would develop me differently how he did Hunter because we do have totally different skill sets. So really going there and listening to him, following his lead, I think that will get me to that next level.
Like you said, you guys are different. You have a lot more things to your game. So kind of walk us through that. What's some of the similarities and what's some of the differences between you and Hunter when you get out there as a center?
I'll say post game, back to the basket, both back to the basket bigs. But I think what I do different is shooting wise and being able to face up and attack off the dribble. That's where I see myself and try to take advantage of other bigs that really don't like to move their feet. So I'll be able to face up and really space the floor.
If things go as expected for Hunter, he will probably be heading out to the NBA, possibly even be player of the year in the conference. How big of shoes would that be for you? And is that any kind of pressure on you knowing that you're going in trying to fill the shoes of him?
Yeah, of course it's pressure, but like what they say, pressure is an illusion. So really just going in there and just doing my job I should be good.
So far in your 2022 class, Doug was the very first guy. He's going to be a great guard for you guys too.
Mm-hmm.
You guys formed a relationship at all yet? Have you guys talked? And if so, like how much?
No, not yet. I'm planning on talking to him as soon as I pump it out. Going to hit him up. Just talk to him in the DMs, really, because that's going to be my future teammate.
And I don't know if this class will be over yet. Obviously, there's always moving pieces for Coach Juwan Howard, but who else are some guys that you'd like to bring? Like, is there another 2022 guy that Coach Juwan Howard's talked to you about, or you'd even like to go play with?
Not Coach Howard talked to me about, but since Jace is up there in Michigan, of course Jet might have opportunity. So I've been talking to him a little bit, but I'm about to talk to him a little more, try to get him up there in Michigan.
Now, let's say you guys can put together a big three of you, Jet, Doug. How special would that 2022 recruiting class be for Michigan?
I mean, really, that's all we need. We don't need a lot of people. We just need 3-4 solid guys that could go in there and get the job done.
Now, I'm not sure who all is going to remain on this upcoming year's team. Obviously, there are a lot of freshmen coming in, but
yeah.
Are you close to anyone in the locker room yet? Like, have you talked to anyone? Do you have a relationship with anyone yet?
I'll say probably Jace. That's probably it so far. Talking to him a little bit. His experience is different than most. He actually had the opportunity to play under his father. So really just asking him how it was and how's it different. And, it's probably different for him having his father in the locker room, but I feel like they both have that strong relationship and everything's probably fine.
When you look at your own game, I know we talked about it a little bit, but you could probably play in any conference in the country, but the Big Ten is known for having a dominant presence down low, having that big time play of the year type big man. So how big would that be for you? Like, when you look at the names that have come to the Big Ten at the center spot, how special is it? And what is it like kind of saying that you could become the next all-time great or next great even big time Big Ten big man?
Yeah, that's really big for me. That's what I've been thinking about. But overall, I just got to keep my head down and remain humble and keep working. That nothing's given. You have to earn everything. So that's what I'm going to do. Just keep working and just do me.
This might put you on the spot a little bit, but when you look at all the all-time great Michigan players, who would you say are your top 5 Michigan players?
Top 5. On the spot? I mean, of course, it'll be easy just to say the Fab 5. So I'll go with them, Fab 5.
Is there one player specifically you've even grown up watching that you kind of like between the past decade? Even if you want to go out there and shout out Juwan Howard or someone, but like, who is your favorite all-time Michigan player?
I don't know. I mean, growing up, I'll probably say, Coach Howard. I'll say Coach Howard. That's it. That's probably Coach Howard or Chris Webber. Those two. One of those two. Those are probably those are the two.
No doubt. Now, I was like waiting until a guy does commit because we know if someone says the next answer before you commit, a lot of rumors will start. But who was your dream school growing up? Like, did you have a school that growing up you and your family just loved watching?
Yeah, Ohio State and Michigan. The rival schools and people say my top 2 schools, but those are the 2 schools. I actually had a Michigan hoodie and Ohio State hat. So I used to wear those all the time as a kid. So it's a dream and a blessing that these are the 2 schools that actually been recruiting me. So I'm just grateful for everything. Man.
When you just think about that, like the school you've now grown up watching and loving, like you're going to be able to represent them. You're going to put that jersey on in about a year and a half from now. What just goes through your mind?
Like I said, it's a lot that goes through my mind, but like I said, just get the job done and just keep on working and just do what I do best and do it more often, and I should be good because my ultimate goal is to make it to the NBA. So I just got to go in there, do my job 1-2 years, and hopefully I can make it to that next level.
So when does it all click for you? Like, when did it come time that you said, you know what, Michigan's where I want to commit. This is the place that I truly feel is home. Like, at what point was it? A couple of days ago, a week ago? Like, when did that come to you?
It was a lot of talking with my coach, talking with my parents and people outside the organization, really just trying to get an input, mainly my coaches and my parents. But overall, the decision was up to me, and I was the one that made the decision. Felt like it was best for myself.
Absolutely. Well, let's get a little bit into other moves you made recently. Had a great 3-year run in high school so far, Chaminade.
Yeah.
Now make the move out to Link Year Prep, looking like an incredible team you guys already putting together. But just
Yep.
walk us through this. Like, what led to this transition, and why is Link Year the new school you want to finish out high school at?
I chose Lincoln because of Mokan. Same coach that's Coach Mokan will coach Lincoln, and I feel like that would be the best decision moving forward. Mokan is overall a great program, and I would love to continue that during my high school season.
You guys already have a special team, a couple of new guys coming in Omaha, Aiden, Trey, Bryson. How excited you be able to be part of this team? How excited you get out there and start working with those guys?
Really excited. Actually, me, Aiden, Damian Mayo, and Felix, us four are going to Lincoln. Us four played together with Mokan, and Bryson. So that's going to be really exciting to play in the high school season and see what we could do.
Last year, we know it was an up and down year for everyone with COVID. You guys had to play in masks, but you still come away averaging 21.5 points a game, almost 12 rebounds, 2.5 blocks. You won All Metro Player of the Year. Just what was last year like? Playing through a pandemic, just getting the year done. Like, what was that year like for you?
Honestly, it was crazy. After every game, we're nervous and scared to see if the team we played tested positive. But we were lucky enough and blessed enough that the whole season we didn't deal with not one COVID case with the team. So we didn't have to quarantine. But we ended up placing third. But overall, I'm happy with what we did that year. I mean, I gave it my all. I felt like our team gave it all that year. And just looking forward to next year being a better player than last year. So
what's the big goals for you? We got 1 year. You're committed now. It's off your plate. You can just focus on getting back to your game.
Yeah.
What do you want to improve on and work on over the next year?
Working on my ball handling and shooting, being a more consistent shooter from the three-point line, because I know that can help me at that next level.
So when you do get on campus, like what kind of Tarris Reed can we expect from you? Like what kind of game will you be bringing to Michigan? And like when you talk about adding in the three-point ball, like what do you kind of bring in campus by the time you get out there in a year?
Versatile big man that can do a little bit of everything on the court, provide defensive presence on the defensive side, and be a dominant force on the offensive side.
As for AAU, you just kind of wrap that up a little bit now too. Mokan, you talked about Peace Jam, one of the top players coming out of there. What was that experience like? And just getting back playing EYBL again this year. What was that like for you?
And I was grateful because last year we didn't even have EYBL, no Peace Jam, no nothing. So going out to Peace Jam, it was just focus on me and dominate. Saw a lot of people in my position that were 4 or 5 stars, ranked higher than me. So I know what I had to do, had to get the job done, and just show the people what I can do. I felt like coming out of Peace Jam, I just gave the people a little taste of what I could be. So this year at high school and Link year, you're just going to see a whole different Tarris Reed.
I know a lot of rankings are always debatable. As I know a lot of people know I'm not the highest on rankings, but as you said, you went out there, you proved where you should be and what type of player you are. But how do you kind of take that in? Because I think you're ranked somewhere in like the 60s or something, according to the site, somewhere like that. But what goes to your mind though when you see rankings? What's your thoughts on those, and how do you handle that?
Really, I try to stay away from it, but it always catches up to me. But overall, I'm just going to keep on working. And as soon as people come out to see me, they're like, "Oh wow, he's better than what I expected." But I have the trust, the faith in me. I trust the work that I put in that I should be pretty high in those rankings. But overall, I'm just going to keep working.
Who would you say has been your favorite matchup? Like when you look at all the big men you battle against in Peace Jam, which one would you say you enjoyed matching up against the most?
KU commit Zuby. That was probably from Houston. Who said that game was pretty fun playing against him. Yeah, that was a good game.
The thing that really stands out the most about you is that you're very efficient. I know you scored a high clip and a high percentage as well. So how have you learned to do that? Like how have you learned to become such a high percentage type of player?
Like my dad says, do what you do best and do it more often. I know what I do best is score down low. So really getting my points down there, being able to face up when needed to and knock down the tray ball and open up to the mid-range. Just operating from the post and working my way out.
And Peace Jam was a little hectic, crazy, and you guys were in a bubble setting. So what was that like?
Actually, it was hard. It was pretty hard for me. I mean, the first days, COVID wasn't really a thing, but as soon as COVID hit, it actually affected me. I had to sit out 2 weeks and miss some of the games. So I felt like if I was there for Peach Jam, if I was able to finish it out, we would have been definitely in that championship game. I felt like we could have won it all, but God does things for a reason. So I'm just going to keep working and get ready for this high school season.
So are you 100% now, 100% healthy from COVID?
No, I'm still dealing with some of the repercussions with the respiratory system, but I should be good in 2-3 weeks. Just trying to build my wind back up.
Absolutely, man. Well, I know at this point you haven't talked to Coach Howard yet, but when you do talk to him and tell him that you're going to come into Michigan, what do you think his reaction is going to be?
Yeah, I can't wait. He's definitely going to be excited. I'm a player that's coachable and can't wait to be coached.
Is there any other coach on the staff that you're really close to, you really formed a great bond with?
Really, all the staff members, honestly. Coach Howard, Coach Isley, and Coach Sadi, Coach Washington. So those really the whole coaching staff, Martelli, all of them. So
I know it's also big for you to commit on your birthday. Has it always been your goal? Like, have you always dreamed of committing on this day, or it just kind of happened to line up on this path?
Yeah, it kind of happened on this path. I mean, I was planning on committing like right after Peach Jam, but you look after the Peach Jam, oh wow, my birthday's coming up, so why not commit on my birthday?
Absolutely, man. Well, a few more things before I let you go. One of those is what I was like talking about, is building a legacy for yourself. And now you know your next chapter. It's going to be at Michigan. So by the time you leave Michigan, what do you want to kind of establish for your legacy for to do both on and off the court throughout your time there?
Sure, really want to establish my legacy, just being respected. Overall, just being a respected man that could do his job on the court and a great man off the court.
I know you've also have certain numbers, but it's always important for guys for whatever jersey number they end up wearing. So have you decided yet? And if so, like, what number do you plan on rocking out at when you get to Michigan?
Honestly, I want to say with the 32 or 33. Initially at 32 because of mailman Karl Malone. So I've been wearing that my whole high school season.
No doubt, man. Well, I know you're also believers, so kind of walk us through your faith a little bit. Like, how has God helped get you to the point that you're at today?
Yeah, God has really pushed me. I say pushed me through them hard times. When I was at my lowest, I know God was with me. So I'm blessed enough to be in the situation I am today and give all the glory and thanks to him.
One thing I always respect about you is that you're always very vocal about your faith too. I know throughout Twitter, you have pins, bios, different stuff. You also have as your back screen Twitter.
Yes, sir.
Jesus is greater than me. So what's led you to be about that? Like, what's led you to be so vocal about your faith?
I mean, if God, he's the one that God is the one that is controlling everything, and I'm not scared to share my faith out. So people can judge me in a way, but I know only one person judges me that matter, and that's God. So I'm under him 110%.
Amen, man. We're going to get a larger and larger platform from being at Michigan and possibly even throughout the NBA journey or pro career. So how do you like to kind of spread his light and be the light of God throughout the rest of your journey in basketball?
Spread his light through my playing style, really. And speaking the word, like I said, I'm sharing on Instagram, sharing on Twitter, really just promoting God, really, because when I was at my lowest, I know he was there with me. No
doubt, man. Well, final thing for you, give Michigan fans your 3 biggest goals you have set for your Michigan career.
3. I want to win the championship, of course. Dickinson Player of the Year and Naismith Player of the Year.
Absolutely, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today. Congrats on the big commitment again, man. I'm proud of you and best of luck going forward, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Of course, always welcome on, man. God bless.
All right. God bless you too.